everyone. Welcome to Firefall Live. I'm Faded Pez, community manager for Firefall and Red 5 Studios. How are you today? I'm not going to wait for you to answer that. We have a good show for you today, and if you don't think so, there's a hashtag for that.
It's my fault.
I'm sure we have a hashtag. You guys have a hashtag for that.
Blame Pez.
I'm pretty sure they connected the dots.
It's cool. I do it for them.
Just got the voiceover for just, for the slower members. It's fine.
Alrighty. Already, Fish, you're ruining our surprises. Oh.
Yeah, Ghost Jaguar started it.
Yes, that creature is a Vorax. It is not a Titan. In the opening sequence, that is not a Titan.
Correct.
Today we are joined by JB Will.
How's it going?
Community coordinator, and Nima is with us.
Nima.
Nima
Hello.
Olang. I said that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
I said it right.
Right.
I got it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Everybody, I got it right. That's
All
one
right,
for
good.
Pez.
We're done here.
That'll be the only one for Pez in 2015, guys.
Damn it!
Surprise. Just kidding.
Blame Pez event. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing really good, actually. So, got my coffee.
Nice.
So really quick, a couple of things that have been going on. So we finally got to hotfix the Amazon Warzone, along with Kanaloa. So we had to turn off Kanaloa, but we didn't really, even though we said we did.
We turned it off, but then it
We wound up eventually turning it off.
And then we turned it off for real.
Yeah, so a bunch of people sent us some exploits where you could get through terrain with teleport shot or teleport beacon, and then just stand in an area, just lay into Kanaloa without it getting hit. I mean, I understand the content's very easy, but we can't let the content exist like that with those kinds of bugs and like let people just mow through it. I mean, at least go through the encounter. Like, it's not that difficult. I say that as I dip in lava every time.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
not that hard.
But I mean, so we had to turn it off. That was the reason why we needed a full patch, because we needed to fix all the stuff, bake the zone, and we needed a full build for that. So that, but in addition to that, we made a few tweaks to Warzone, and reading the forums, it looks like it's feeling a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. We were having a lot of problems with it, just kind of feeling really empty and players blowing through the content really quickly. And we, made some, as we said, when we were releasing it, we left ourselves plenty of room to tune because we knew that we would have to, because it's one thing to test on PTS where there's, only so many people, and another thing to throw it on live and have the masses come at it. So
we had a backup plan.
Yep, we were prepared for needing to adjust that, and we'll still keep an eye on it going forward and make further adjustments as we need to. But sounding pretty good so far.
Yeah, and there's a few things that I think we still want to address, like the assists for kills. Yeah. Except for ride the recoil. So I think that's a headshot one. So it's like, okay, get 30 headshots, no big deal. But it's like supposed to get 30 kills with headshots.
Yeah. But is that the one that we went down to 30 from 100 or whatever?
There used to be 100, yes. And we went down to 30, which I think people are happy with. Although it looks like there's still some feedback on the dailies in general. So,
no, absolutely.
I mean, keep that coming. But it looks like everyone's having a lot of fun in the zone, at least right now. So, awesome job. Woo. Awesome job, team. Yay. And thank you, community, for your feedback. Woo.
More feedback, please.
More feedback, please. Nima wants feedback.
Definitely. This is going to be on me, isn't it?
Yes.
To fix all this stuff.
Fix it right now.
Which doesn't make sense.
Right now.
Okay.
Make it work.
Does it work? Did it work?
It's probably working now. You can check
It's
later.
not
but
working.
I'm just gonna
It's
assume
not working.
I think I broke it more.
Dang it, Nima. One job to do.
I try so hard. No.
So Nima.
It's me.
AI programmer. Yes.
Yes.
So what do you do as an AI programmer in general?
Besides breaking all the things?
Besides breaking all the things.
So I break all the things, and then I try to fix it.
Yeah.
But then in the process of fixing things, I break more things.
So
then you try to fix
no,
programmer.
So I'm exactly what you'd expect. No,
so you work in any technology field ever?
No. Basically, in the day-to-day, it's more or less dealing with any new creature requests that come in. I mostly work in terms of behaviors for the NPCs. I also sort of help out Eric Lissa, our lead AI programmer.
Yeah.
He does most of like the pathfinding and stuff like that. You know, most of the terrain stuff and the geometry, like all the static stuff that he builds into his system. I try to go ahead and use that in our core states and our behaviors to sort of build up just behaviors for new creatures. If there's requests for combat that, you know, Dave Rogers was here last week and he was talking about it. There's been like a huge overhaul, you know. So it's just been a lot of changing.
A big upgrade.
Yeah. You know, we've been changing a lot of things, and I get requests through Adrian and Tomoko, two of our designers, and they basically tell me, they're like, hey, it'd be nice if our creatures, you know, did something a little bit more smarter in this scenario. And I'll be like, I see. How do I do that? And then they tell me, they're like, oh yeah, it'd be good if they do this, they do this, they do this. I'm like, oh, okay, I could probably get that done.
Go team. I mean,
yeah, do that.
It's a huge team effort. So yeah, I mean, Adrian, you mentioned Adrian. He's the guy who built Kanaloa. He designed Kanaloa, the encounter.
Yeah.
But Adrian and Tom like mostly focus on creatures, basically enemy NPCs that you fight. So basically, you work a lot. You work pretty closely with them in
So
getting behaviors together.
I'd say about probably like 75% of my time is spent mostly with talking to Adrian and Tomoko, because they get requests from other designers like, hey,
there's worse ways to spend the day.
I want to talk to Adrian.
Oh no, dude, they're awesome. Those guys are brilliant, and they're like, hey, this isn't working, and I'm like, wow, I would not have thought of that, you know. Like they definitely break creatures down pretty well. So I'm just like, I'm in awe of what they do every day. But no.
What do you think was the craziest thing they asked you to do?
Oh, the craziest thing they asked you to do?
At work.
At work.
Okay. I was gonna say last Tuesday. No, no, just kidding.
Remember that time in Los Angeles?
More like Las Vegas.
Oh.
But you know what they say, what happens in Vegas. No, the craziest thing they asked me to do at work. I don't know about crazy, but in terms of sort of largest undertaking, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Would be just mostly our main riflemen, so our medium range characters, the humanoids.
So like the shock trooper, or
shock
like the
troopers, grunt soldiers, you know, those guys. Pretty much their behavior before was good, but it was okay. They were like, hey man. Right about the time that like Destiny came out, we're like, hey man, you know, we took a look at that game and we're like, you know. Like,
we should.
It's pretty. It's all right.
Yeah. It's like, you know, we like the feel of that, but we don't want that. You know, we want something better. And just discussing. I mean, seriously, sat down with Tomoko and like had a lot of discussions. Like, okay, what about, you know, changing their combat up, sort of how they select their actions throughout, you know. It's like, how can we make them smarter? We want them to start finding cover. That was like the first thing I started working on here was just, we had slight cover, but the system wasn't, you know, very like, it wasn't complete.
So some of you guys that have been around for a while might remember a time when, and this is I think when General Lissa, I call him General Lissa, first put in like the cover kind of things. You would shoot at a chosen, and he would turn around and run, and he would keep going. He was looking for cover, and basically the idea was that once he detected there was cover near him, he was going to get behind that and start firing back. But he just kept going, and snipers are like,
snipers are like, so I was like, oh, that's cute. That's awfully cute. Oh, you're dead now.
It's either that or they'd hide inside of rocks for extra cover. But,
yeah, man.
I've
definitely seen. I remember seeing that happening, though.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that happening.
It was just.
And it was kind of an AI thing, but as you said, General Lissa handled that.
Yeah.
You know,
aplomb.
You know, it was legit. So, no, but the first thing that I sort of tackled when I came here was okay. The cover was okay, but a lot of the time the NPCs would still be sticking out of the cover. So I was like, you know what? Let's just make them hide. Like, let's make them really, really hide. so that the player actually has to go hunt them down.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, if a player uses cover, you know, you usually see NPCs coming and actually tracking them down. It's like, oh, we can't see you, we're going to come find you. And this is sort of in the opposite direction, you know. I want NPCs to hide so that players actually go and target them. You know? It's not so much, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to pluck you off because you think you're in cover, but you're not in good cover. Because I can still see you. So
my shins are covered, I'm fine.
Yeah, so for the most part, it's
Shins
just
are covered. I'm
honestly adding, you know, good old line of sight check, being like, hey, look, you see the guy. That's not a good cover spot. don't see the guy. Just go hide somewhere really nice. And yeah, I remember like one of the first demos I showed, it was just all the guys just went and hid. It's like you look around the map as a sniper, and I think I was playing as a Nighthawk and just zooming in. Couldn't see anyone. I was like, ooh, these guys are terrifying. So
It came out of the trees, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, so it was pretty much, you know, integrating cover into the new medium range rifleman. Not so they do it just all the time, but you know, a little bit more frequently than
make them feel like you're fighting a smarter character.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's all just a matter of like they're getting shot at. They're not just standing there like you know, just kind of trying to shoot you while you're in the air or while you're on the ground. But they're actually like, oh crap, I'm getting shot at. Duck behind something really quick.
Yes.
But
instead of just, oh, that guy just killed 7 of my buddies. I'm gonna stand here in the middle of the ground shooting at him.
Yeah. Yeah, and the point was just to, you know, we don't want players to basically get bored fighting these guys. Because if you're just mowing through creatures, it's like, well,
yeah,
you know, as a dreadnought, sure, that's great, that's fine. You know, you're a machine, by all means. But if you're doing it as, you know, like a recon, and the guys are just sort of like, oh, we're gonna hide.
We're fine over here.
You're like, okay, like that's not so great.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, it sounds like it's a big undertaking with this full combat upgrade. I mean, it's not like we wanted combat to be dull in the past. It's just a matter of like this full combat pass from player experience to like your actual gameplay to interacting with the environment, like the creatures. We want to make it a lot more engaging. So there's always room for improvement there. So it's like you're not happy, we're not happy, and I think people are starting to feel it because I think some of those behaviors and some of like those changes, like kind of are in there with like the new Amazon guys. Like people have been noting like AI differences like over the past few months, and I think some of that work's like bleeding into it. And
no, I mean, dude, honestly, any feedback you can give us, please, you know, like I love hearing about it because it's honestly always a tuning game. So just if it's like, oh, it acts weird here, it's like, okay, I'll go look into it. You know,
yeah.
So yeah, criticism is welcome.
So the most recent thing is the one that you're working, the one that that's the craziest thing or the biggest undertaking.
Oh man, yeah.
I guess I can't call you out on that because I mean, yeah, it's kind of a huge undertaking. I was gonna be like, come on, there's got to be something.
Something like crazy. Ooh, man, no.
Like I don't know. I can't even think of crazy.
I don't know. I think you think that my job is a lot crazier than it actually is.
Probably.
And maybe something that is crazy, I'm just completely blind.
You said right now. You spend most of your time talking to Adrian, so I automatically assume that's pretty.
Yeah, I automatically assume you just gone batty at this point.
Oh no, not at all. No.
No, he's a swell guy.
Indeed.
He is. We've had him on the show a few times before, or couple. Use my words properly. Couple times.
I believe his
before.
exact words was, he was the first guy to be on twice.
Yes, that's true. That is true. Adrian was our first repeat Firefall Live guest ever. I don't think we've had many since.
A few.
It's just a few, but Adrian was the pioneer into that.
Gotcha.
But what we try to do is we want to get like different members from the team in and let the community meet you and get to see what you do, and maybe that's what he's done before. And so anything that goes wrong with AI, it's his fault.
Yep, all his fault. Everything.
Blame Pez.
About that. Blame Tech. Blame Tech.
Blame Tech.
That's fine. You can blame me. I mean, at the end of the day, I sleep crying, so, you know, it's fine.
I sleep crying?
Yes. I cry myself to sleep at night.
Okay.
Good.
I'm totally kidding. I don't do that. I'm not. I'm only sort of kidding, but you know.
Thundercleese has not been a repeat Firefall, I guess. You're
Thank
correct.
Yep.
Tech Ops
nice.
is huge.
Blame Pez for AI. I appreciate that. That's the
Hey,
one.
Breaker.
That's the one.
I need to start bringing my Nerf cart so I can just start shooting things at Breaker when he's misbehaving.
By the way, guys, we will be taking questions on TeamSpeak, live.red5studios.com, port 9810 on TeamSpeak. So if you have any questions, hopefully you have questions for Nima about AI programming maybe, or behaviors, or maybe even like feedback.
Yeah, dude, anything.
You know, hop on there. If you have general questions, we'll take those too. JB will answer those today. I'm taking a break.
I won't promise that they'll be accurate answers, but I'll say something.
So, did you get to work on the new Juggernaut or Siegebreaker?
So I did work on the new Siegebreaker. The Juggernaut was actually worked on by Chen, former AI programmer with us. But yeah, so I worked on the new Siegebreaker creature. Yeah, maybe that might have been that wasn't as crazy as, you know, the medium range, because the medium range one, you know, it affects a lot of creatures, you know, and that's why it's sort of like, oh man, everyone.
Yeah, that's
everything
the thing,
you see
right?
for the most part, like, you know, it's like oh, maybe these guys, they kind of, you know, get from that. But no, for Siegebreaker, yeah, that was again working with Tomoko. It's like, hey, we need this creature that sort of glides around, skates around, this crazy thing, and just like, you know, messes you up. So I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And honestly, I think the most difficult part of that was getting the movement down, just because it wasn't a very, it's supposed to be like a very fluid movement, but again, we need to take navigation into account, and the pathfinding and stuff like that. So it was a matter of balancing both and sort of getting that that nice movement feel of just, you know, where it sort of curves around and, you know, still at least doesn't get stuck in a lot of things, which I think it still does occasionally, but yeah.
That one you actually can blame him for. So.
That one you can blame me for, yeah, but only slightly. No, you can probably blame for me. Anyways, yeah. So that one, yeah, I think for the most part, that was aside from the movement, the attacking for the melee attack. Chen helped out on that one, which was just getting him to run up to you and just be like, hey, oh, yeah,
Got him.
Yeah, you're like trying to move around there. You're like, oh, hit, just like pretty much done. But you know, range attack, the aerial attack, we had a few problems with just because the animation was, you know, we were trying to set it up just perfectly because it's like, you know, glides up, does like a stop and all that stuff. And we got like a weird bug happening on that one where, you know, it reached its top part, and when it's going into like its stop animation, it would stop and jump twice in the midair, and we'd be like, why is it?
What? Okay.
And then, for some reason, I tried it out, and I'm like, why isn't it working? And then I see someone else playing it on their screen, like, it's happening on mine consistently. And then it basically turned out, it's like, oh, if I'm close to the Siegebreaker, for some reason, it only plays the animation once. If I get far enough away, it plays it twice for some reason. And we're like, okay.
That's weird.
Reasons and stuff.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because science.
And that's why you can only partially blame me for like, these things.
Only partially.
Only partially.
because there are
sometimes
gremlins in the code.
Sometimes, fingers crossed, it's not my fault. But only sometimes. Most of the time, it is my fault. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Thanks, Josh.
Funi had asked if we could get you to make more Chosens. I think that's more on. That's more a role for like Adrian and Tome, though. I think they are working on more.
They are, I think.
Well, there's I mean, they've already seen it. There's like the twins that they're working on.
Oh yeah, that's actually stuff that Adrian has talked to me about. So I'll be helping them out with that.
Nice.
But yeah, if new Chosen stuff is decided on by the designers, and they're like, hey, can we do this in set amount of time? And I think about it, and I think about it, and I think about it until that set of time is done, and then I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that, and they're like, but we have no time, and I'm like, oh,
my bad.
Well,
Yes, I'll go home. No.
Except it's more like, they'll come to me and they'll be like, hey, we wanted to do this with this creature, but it happens to not behave like, you know, any other creature we have?
Mm-hmm.
Can you add some tweaks, modifications? Do we need an entirely new behavior? And sort of go through the line on what the requirements are. And yeah, I pretty much decide, oh yeah, we need a full new custom behavior off of this. Or, oh yeah, this other creature has something kind of similar. Maybe we can extract something of that and sort of build on that on the side. Sort of get the same.
Historically at Red 5, how much of your work has been like building a new behavior versus like making tweaks or fixing?
So you know that crazy undertaking that I've taken?
Yeah.
It's all from scratch.
Nice. Really?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Wow.
That's like there are a few things that aren't, but for the most part, that's a lot of yeah, from the ground up, you know, just doing it all. So
wow.
Yeah, hence why. Yeah, Siegebreaker was definitely from the ground up as well, because the navigation is, you know, completely different from anything else you'll see in that world.
That's true.
You know, you don't see anything gliding around like that.
Yeah.
That I'm aware of.
And the effects look cool. I mean, you see players gliding around like that. I mean.
But players are players. They're not creatures, man. Come on. So.
I'm going to just send you to Slam School to learn how to hover sprint. That's how the players just ski around everything.
Someone would have to
Chosen flamingos.
Hover sprinting chosen. That sounds terrifying.
We need melded flamingos. That's our next Titan.
Chosen flamingos.
Melded flamingo.
Chosen
Would it just be like
powers.
giant, standing on one foot or one leg,
Well, I mean,
and just be terrifying and just.
all you would see is just like the leg, because it's just so big.
Okay.
And then, like, if you looked up, you just saw the leg going all the way up into melting.
Oh, that would actually be pretty easy. the fight the leg.
You just fight the leg. You have to knock it off its leg, and then it just falls over, and then you hit it in the head, and it dies.
What if it's like that leg goes up and the other leg suddenly falls down? Actually, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think we need to do some research on flamingos and figure out, you know, do they actually switch legs?
Can we make that a priority A thing?
I think that is a priority thing. Already.
Okay, yes.
I've already made a note of this.
Priority A.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a Chosen Controlled Disneyland raid, please.
Chosen Controlled Disneyland raid.
Chosen.
Boy, hello. It's just like, it's over. It's over. Cut it. No.
Mr. Graves Wild Ride.
That'd be pretty bad. Oh, jeez.
The TeamSpeak is live.red5studios.com/9810 for whoever was asking. I didn't catch the name, but
We can put a lower third up real quick for him, I guess.
They want to see one leg and then it switches legs and it has a massive
Type
stomp
stripe,
animation.
sorry, Kurt.
I totally interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. I
Sorry,
interrupted
Frank.
you.
Frank, I'm sorry.
you're both the worst. Just move on.
We're all the worst. Oscar 581, I was first. That means I'm not going to pick you first.
Oh, I should probably put this thing in. You should probably put that thing in too.
Yeah, you're going to need that.
We're doing this jam?
You know,
Let's dance.
minor detail.
All right.
Don't forget to turn down.
I know that.
I pulled
Just
in
making sure.
Crazy Jeremy.
Hey, crazy.
Hey guys, how's
Hello.
it going?
Not too bad. How
How
about
are you?
yourself?
Now I
All
can't.
right, long time no talk.
Dang it,
Can
Frank.
you hear me?
Yes.
All of us except for Frank can because he's the worst.
So he said long time no talk.
It
But
is.
I've
It
never
has
spoken
been a
with him.
while.
But I've never spoken
No, it
with
was
him.
last week. Actually.
Yeah, it was.
So
I
hello
got
for
you.
the first time.
Really? You were on last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a couple questions again. First of all, I was one of the most vocal players that's frustrated with Amazon, and you guys absolutely made it awesome and better.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
So I really, really appreciate you putting all the hard work and you know, and listening. And also thanks for the thing in the forum that says that lets us know that you guys are actually watching and at least listening to the different forum posts without commenting.
Oh.
That's really cool too.
Yeah, that was an idea Matt had, and he was like, we have this old rating system, and he just threw that in there, and it's something we just started trying out, and I told the live team, hey, if you see a post, if you read it, even if you just read it, click read so someone knows that you've read it, so.
Yeah. It helps us to feel like we're being heard, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So the two questions. Right now, weapon ability and mod loot levels just seem off the hook. It's just a tremendous amount of stuff coming in, and it's even making a lot of stuff on the market go down in price. Is that intended?
I'm not sure, though I know that we're making a full itemization pass. And we're hoping to... See, we have a few blogs coming up on some upcoming changes, some upcoming improvements that we'd like to make. Itemization is one of the near future ones. since that stuff's, you're probably actually going to see that on PTS. I'm going to get into a little details on what's going to be happen on PTS next in a little bit, but we want to have a couple blogs ready for that. We still have to, Josh and I have to pull in the designs for those and then sit down with Cloud Chaser to talk about the itemization and how the upgrades and work. Because a lot of people are talking about the elephant gun and modules are included and the overall plan for how we want loot to operate, which Cloud Chaser covered in a previous blog a few months ago.
Back in December,
yeah. So that's all stuff that's kind of a work in progress.
All right. Okay, well, we're obviously curious about that, especially people that have everything at 40, and, you know, salvaging all those blue 40s you get from stuff just feels wrong. So the other thing is about Amazon, again, the timing of the events in Amazon still seems a bit off, and aside from bugs, or I saw Programmer in there just like watching the zone chat and kind of getting feedback that way. How do you guys want to hear feedback about the timing? You know, is it the big juggernauts that have the 3 spots that you have to hit them?
Those are the juggernauts.
Those guys come late, like they come right before the tower is finished takeover, and then they're still lingering around 5 minutes after the tower is done. So that's kind of cool that we all get to beat on them, you know, after that event is over. But it would also be cool to have them during the event instead of after. So those kind of things, and how quickly they take over, and like with how much force versus how much force it takes us, and how quick it takes us to take over. I think those kind of things need to be balanced a little more. How do you want that feedback?
Forum posts would be great for that, because that's something that we can then link people to. I mean, talking to Programmer in chat is great, and I really appreciate that Programmer goes out there and engages with the community like that. But it's something that we can, if you can put together like a nice forum post for that, it's something we could always just link to and reference and read, as opposed to, like, say, if you talk to me about it, which you and I have talked about feedback numerous times in private. It's something I could say, hey, this is kind of the feeling we're relating to. Whereas if I can just link someone to that, and then they can say, well, what do they mean by this doesn't feel good because X? Is it because, are they looking at it from Y, Z, and 3? Like, I don't know. I'm just throwing characters out there, but that at least lets us read what you're trying to get at, and then we might have questions based on that. So a good forum post would be great.
All right, because, you know, we love all the new content, of course, and having a huge mob only come once in a while when it's in a zone, and it could be coming a lot more often. That's just kind of where I'm coming in.
Sure, man.
And that would be awesome. And just please litter Amazon with more little incidental stuff here and there. It needs more things shooting at us. I don't like everybody being able to AFK, and that's one of the cool things about like harvester bases. If someone stops there, there's something going to attack it every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. That's kind of cool. So AFK, you can kind of watch something and play the game, so that's cool. Anyway,
sweet, man.
That's all I got.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thanks, Crazy.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the updates to Amazon.
Thanks, man. All right.
I think I answered that pretty well.
Yeah, I think you handled that well.
Good job, Nima.
Good job.
You can answer
I got this.
All
right.
Question for you.
Oh, Woo's question?
Yes.
Why am I so awesome?
Yep. Some things just are Woo.
I think everyone around Woo is awesome, and I
This
think
is
that's
also true.
That's so it might be a product.
I'm
of
only
being
as
around
awesome
Woo.
as the people around me.
I pulled
Good
an
answer.
Oscar.
Good answer.
So.
Hey, Oscar.
Oscar was first,
Oscar.
but he left.
Oscar.
Oscar.
Why?
I can't read chat, so don't message me on here. I'm on a live stream.
Oh.
Toxic
Oh,
warrior.
God. There's a...
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Sadly, my graphic card broke down, so I'm running the game actually on a backup one, but yeah, it's fine. It works.
Say whatever works.
Yeah, first of all, awesome new zone, definitely. It makes
Awesome.
a lot of fun fighting against all the Chosen, and since the new hotfix, for me it was yesterday, it isn't a peace zone anymore. It's really a war zone. It's really kind of fun.
I like that. I like that Noxon video. The Amazon peace zone was. I may have linked that video to in my weekly report when we were talking about the feedback of the chosen war zone. So.
Yeah, I have three points about the Amazon zone.
Okay.
Last Sunday we did the chosen bosses, all 3 of them.
Yep.
Okay.
And we've been, I think we've been 6 people. And yeah, we wanted to try all of them. And we thought, damn, they went down so fast we didn't even see what's happening. They just got punched in the face, laid on the ground, and that's it.
Well, stop being so good, God.
Did you just walk up with a full HKM charges, everyone, like 30 people, and just
No,
died?
we've only been 6 people.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, I think all of us, 980 power rating, kind of that. Nothing special, and I think we're talking about big-ass chosen bosses. They shouldn't be done alone. They shouldn't be done by 5 people. Get more. This is exactly one single day in the whole week where they spawn, where you can kill them. So get the community together to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Make them a lot harder to kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this should be big-ass chosen bosses, and yeah, not one more trash mob. Kind of this.
Yeah, definitely, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's great feedback to have, and we'll definitely pass it along to Brian and.
Then the dailies.
The what?
Another
The
point
dailies.
is the dailies also in the war zone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It seems like all players have the same daily on a day. And especially when you have to collect things, you only see Tiger Claw, Fire Cat after burning from one item to another, trying to get it before another player gets it. And all the people in the zone are on one spot. So the rest of the map is kind of empty. Because why should I go there? I have no daily there, or I have nothing to do there. And it would be awesome if you could spread the dailies, so that I have another daily than another guy. That I have to kill the Scourge and he has to collect the stuff for the tunnel event. So we've been on 2 different sides of the map. All have to retake the whole map, and not all retake for this one spot. So we have one line in the south, and the rest is full of melding, and no one cares about it because no daily.
No, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know if we, if we could, like from a technical standpoint, if we had the time to do that, though, that would definitely be a good improvement to the dailies.
I was under the impression that it's supposed to randomly assign them. But
I think it's just it picks them
randomly
randomly
picks
for
them
people
and,
for the
and
day.
then for everyone. Okay.
Like I don't think we have like that personal.
Okay. I guess I misunderstood. Okay.
It's a really awesome zone. It would be it would be great if you would see people everywhere, all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
And the last point is about resources. And a lot of people are blaming broke resource system and all the stuff. And I think the resource system is fine. But when I escort an MGV from a harvester to our base, I think there should be resources in there. I want one of these.
There are resources in there. They're for the base.
Give me resources as reward for escorting him.
It's not. That is not the type of encounter. That's not the type of encounter that you want to reward resources on, because that one specifically, the ones that go from the harvesters to the forward operating bases, from what I understand, they're not designed to be attacked. Those are just automated things that just happen. And we added, since we didn't communicate to people that it wasn't automated very well and people were defending them when they didn't have to, we added the aspect of if you're nearby one of them, something will pop up so that you have something to fight instead of you're just following this thing around. Doing convoys would probably, I had probably a huge conversation with I Am John Galt via text and stream chat before a show one day about I disagree that giving resources as rewards for doing convoys would be good, just because it would cause a lot of the quote-unquote AFK behavior where everyone's just kind of piled on top of convoys, and they're just kind of following convoys along because that's all they care about is getting tons and tons of resources, and it would like hugely inflate the amount of resources around the world. So you would create that dynamic where those players that dislike the fact that people just AFK around and get rewarded, which is a huge problem we had with the old invasions. I mean, you had 150 people sitting in Sunken Harbor, and 10 people were killing Chosen, and the rest of them were just kind of like, whatever, or just AFK, getting tons of rewards. I mean, you would just kind of create that dynamic again, only they're just kind of following this line, this path. I don't think that would be the proper way to give resources as a reward for doing convoys.
Yeah, okay, I see the problem.
Yeah.
What I was thinking about is, at the moment you get as reward crystallite, if an item, not really often. So the basic reward is a little bit of crystallite.
I do understand that, like a lot of the feeling is
and
rewarding.
the most important thing about the Warzone is the reputation. And if everyone maxed the reputation and got all the stuff from the window, why should I go there? And that's just the problem I was thinking about. And it's an awesome zone. Would be yeah. I want to have a reason to go there. Also, when I maxed the reputation there. And I thought my first was hey, harvester resources, give me resources. I will go there not only for reputation. That was the first thing I had in mind. But the basic idea was I want to go there also after I maxed the reputation there. And at the moment, the reputation for the window is the only thing why you go there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I understand. That's
from the reward side. From the reward side.
No, yeah. I mean, I understand. And that's feedback we have and we've heard. So that's not something that you can fix in a hot fix or in 3 weeks.
I know there are definitely plans there. I know we can't
something
really talk about them yet because they're still.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we definitely recognize that that's an issue and are working on solutions.
Okay, nice to hear.
All right. Thanks, Toxic.
Yo, thank you.
Thanks.
Keep on the good work.
Cheers.
Thank you.
I couldn't hear you.
Can't hear you, Marjorie.
You have to repeat that, Marjorie. Thanks. Thanks for ruining the show.
God, we're breaking the fourth wall.
I'm gonna break that wall.
Dang.
Oscar, I'm giving you a chance. If you're not here, actually.
Do it, Oscar. Do it.
Come on, Oscar.
Come on, Oscar. I saw your chat just a second ago.
I got Cannon Strike too.
Yeah.
Oscar,
bringing it back up. Cannon, hello. Anyone there?
Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Howdy.
How you doing?
How are you guys?
Not too bad. How about you?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome.
Glad to hear.
Doing well.
Oh.
And that's
and
Oscar.
Kermit. All right.
Hi, Will. Hi, Fez. Hi, Nima.
Hi. I can't do that voice.
Nope, I'm not
It's
going to
awesome.
try.
That's awesome.
What can we do for you two today?
Oscar.
Oscar, you can go first.
All right.
No, I was just going to defer to you.
Okay, then.
It's been too long. All right.
Yeah. I was going to ask about is there anything, and you got any news about the long-lost campaign?
It's not lost.
Yeah, it's kind of lost. I mean, there haven't been any updates with it since launch. So I was just wondering, do we have anything coming up with the campaign anytime soon?
So, we've mentioned core missions before on the show, I think. I think we have. If we haven't, I'm mentioning them now. Which are supposed to help you through chapter 1 a little better. In a sense, where trying to tell the story a little better. We still want to do campaign 2, but I think narrative feels that our storytelling devices need to get better. that's like one of the reasons. Like we're trying to do a lot of things to make the game better, not only for vets but more appealing for new players, so that they actually stick around. Because apparently, if people play for a few days, they actually really like the game, but then they run out of things to do. So, so one of the things Narrative wants to do is improve the storytelling. So core missions are probably going to core missions and operations and campaign missions are all going to be brought together to tell the story of chapter 1, and then they're also, I know they have up to chapter, I think it's up to chapter 8, like rough, like basically like bullet pointed out.
I know I've seen
and
outlines,
chapter
so.
2 I think is a little bit more fleshed out, but they want to work on these core missions first to really like because part of the thing is you really don't get that much contact with the Devil Hawks and all that, and even Arrow, and you get a lot of contact with Arrow.
And
That's true.
The campaign is intended to be the core storyline of the game,
Yeah.
and right now it's a little bit fractured because you just have these 8 missions that you hop into and are in for 10-15 minutes and then are out again, and you spend most of your time in the open world just kind of running around interacting with people. And we want to kind of make it a little more unified and get better at kind of bringing you between the campaign missions and just keeping that main storyline prevalent throughout the game. And so I think we want to get that a little more solidified before we go in and add more chapters.
Yeah, that's reassuring news. I was also going to ask, I know John Galt did a stream, like I think it was earlier this week, and it was a rant stream, and he brought up the point of adding like different ways of adding different behaviors to how things work. Like I know that we have like the different variations of weapons and whatnot, and modules like Judgment where you can add, I think Judgment was the one where you get the rockets added to your gun or whatever. But is there going to be more stuff like that? Because I agreed with him on that point. It's like the one of the cool parts of this game of Firefall is the customization that you have and kind of like playing how you want. And I was just wondering, is there going to be more behavior changing things added?
I wish David was here.
Yeah, I think that kind of ties into what we said earlier about where we're working on plans for itemization, and we're still kind of have to sit down with Cloud Chaser and figure out exactly what he's thinking.
So that has a lot to do with itemization. That has a lot to like. I know David wants to bring in a lot. He wants to bring in new weapons. He wants to make more weapons. He wants to make more abilities. And we talked about some of the challenges with that, I think, last week. And it's just a matter really of time. And but first, we're trying to make the overall experience of combat better. Take it like a global view. So we should probably, I think the current approach is we're going to start with the Accord frames, then we're going to branch out to the advanced frames, and then we could probably start looking into what we can add on top of that. I think one of the things that they're also doing is that elemental damage is going to actually mean something.
Yep.
So if you use cryo on a frost enemy, he's resistant to it, but if you use fire, he takes extra damage then. So the elemental prefixes will actually have a meaning there, and then adding that customization later on. That's really a combat thing. I'm sure David's got a lot of things he wants to do there.
Yeah, I have faith in David so far, so.
Good. That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, it's about all.
No, I do too.
Besides, like, don't nerf me in my 10-second triage mixed with max run speed. That's amazing. The revives are OP. Just besides that, I got nothing left to say.
Fair enough.
Well said. Well said.
It feels so nice when you run into a corner, res 4 guys while elite juggernauts are shooting you, and then still get out with like a little bit of health, just because of the fact that you have so much momentum from the run speed. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well said.
Well, in addition to the elemental damage that you mentioned, will we see a resurgence of the elemental chambers from pre-beta or pre-launch?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. I don't know.
heard.
I don't know the answer to that, honestly. I don't know if we're looking at that, if the systems guys even want to add those. I don't know if Nemo wants them either, but...
I haven't heard about it.
Oh, you haven't heard about them.
So I don't know.
Live.red5studios.com.
It's Red 5 Studios, not R5, and yes, .com.
Yes.
It's on. It's on the bottom of the screen, down over there. Yes.
Hold on, wait, here we go.
We can see ourselves now. So.
Hello.
Anything else we can do for you guys?
You can dance.
I just heard Christian's phone go
You
off.
can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
behind.
Because the friends don't dance, and if they don't dance. No. All right, I'm done.
We're done.
They're no friends of mine.
The infamous Kermit.
What's the quirkiest parts of building working AI unit, and how do you decide what to make or break in the process?
Ooh,
That's for you.
Quirkiest parts of building a working AI unit. Everything. It starts off. So one thing I was actually working on yesterday that's a little bit quirky was getting turrets to look like they're malfunctioning.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you can talk about this. I'm like,
It was very enjoyable seeing it actually like come to fruition, but it's more or less just you know, they basically lose their minds. Yeah. I just apply this behavior to them, and you know, you see them and they're like, hey, they're just firing at you. Apply that other behavior, and it's just like, you know, it just starts losing it. It was, I don't know, it's beautiful. It was, but what to make or break in the process?
Break everything.
Yeah, I think it usually starts off broken, and then we see what we can make from that. if that sort of
Such is the process of iteration.
well,
yeah. But no, I don't know.
I like that soon.
cool.
Oh man, they're going all out with the safety dance.
I'm gonna move these guys out of here.
Thanks,
Record
guys.
safety dance, but
Bye.
Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is actually a process.
It's difficult.
If this were
It's hard. It's hard being Pez.
If this were an iOS app. Shots fired.
Balls in your
Horton,
foot.
Hey.
Oh my god, this is too much.
we got you.
Hello.
Okay, hey,
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm gonna mute. Wait,
Okay, sure.
Sure.
I'm muted. So my question is for the AI guy mostly.
Sure. Great.
Uh-oh.
Finally.
Turrets. In the old close beta, you could target things with the engineer,
Okay.
and the turrets would prioritize the targets.
Okay.
Is that returning?
Prioritizing the targets that you specify.
So basically,
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
it worked was,
was letting
if
things
I had an enemy, I
syntags.
syntag them the
Tag
turret.
them. That's a good question. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, it might have been
Because-
old,
But-
really
oh,
old stuff.
Go ahead.
That was a core mechanic for the engineers.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of up to, I think, Dave Rogers would
Yeah.
be the guy to sort of let me know if he wants that or not. I can get that happening. I'm ready to
can
go,
do it.
man.
You're
Don't,
the guy.
don't worry about it. I got your back if you want. But yeah, it's honestly
That's a design decision.
it's a
really.
design decision
Yeah.
because maybe by adding that it affects something else. It might not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll make note of that.
The scene targeting is a issue in and of itself because it lasts about 1 or 2 seconds, and then you lose the target. But back to the the hiding behind cover and
Yes.
stuff. Can you make them actually try to flank you?
Oh, to actually try to flank you. Yes, we do have that tech in. It's just a matter of setting up the right parameters for it to actually have them,
Yes.
sort of go and attack you, rather than just being like, hey, we're just gonna run right at you and just take enemy fire and stuff.
I think
like
that's
that.
unit dependent too, right? In most cases.
Yes.
So it's like certain units are flankers, while other units.
Yeah, and
probably won't
honestly,
flank you.
it depends on which parameters we set on which creatures.
Yeah.
But if we specify, we give them like a flanking distance and like
the
stuff like that.
sniper would be an the chosen sniper would be an interesting unit to modify in this way, because we can get it to kind of latch onto surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
And like a grappling hook, beam, whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. But if you can get them to a higher plane, hide in trees and on a cliffs or some such.
Swirly earmuffs.
Oh man!
Like you say,
yeah.
grappling hook. That's the magic word.
Mess up people's hiding behind cover kind of gameplay.
No, that would be that's an interesting idea. That's I'd have to go through designers before it goes through me, because from in my sort of standpoint, I'm more of the guy who's the oh, you want this? Yeah, okay, we'll make it.
I think
as opposed to being like, hey
cool
guys,
if we did this.
hey, we're doing this.
yeah, you don't get to be like,
we're doing this. Oh, and you're good.
But the last thing I wanted to ask is the mechanic for the chosen scout.
Okay.
If you remember him, the Grand Scout.
the melee guy.
The one that painted a target somewhere in the vicinity of someone attacking him and dropped on a drop pod. Is that returning?
Chosen.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It might. I mean, so that's like something where we were prototyping a while back, where you would have a scout go by, and he'd be like, you wouldn't get attacked for a while, so you'd be like, this is a good spot for a squad to come in, calling a drop pod, and then a squad would come out and they'd walk around and be like, still not attacked, and be like, this is a pretty good spot to put an incursion. They put an incursion down, and like it would just like build out like an area.
Ooh, jeez.
He would drop a drop pod if you attacked him, though.
Well, we have something kind of like
He
that
would
in
panic
the
and drop a drop pod on you.
in the chosen sweepers in the war zone. Got the those LGVs with the turret on them that just kind of drive around, and if they find someone, they call in reinforcements. So we have kind of a similar mechanic to that. I don't know if there's any specific plans to bring back the little grunt scout. But
Not the grunt itself, but the mechanic. Though. So if people are, if the chosen are stuck behind cover, if you like some kind of flanking needs to occur, they drop a drop pod on someone.
Like, hey,
they see that you are being targeted. The person knows that they're being targeted, kind of like the kill team. And they're trying to run around about, oh, help me, guys. Get away from me, and people's, it won't, so long as the person keeps on moving on, he won't get hit by the drop pod, but...
I don't know about that. One thing I do know that we added, because, NPCs tend to be a little bit unresponsive until you attack them. And even if, one guy would attack you, he'd look at you, he'd start attacking you, but his friends that are all standing around him would just sort of keep walking and wandering, like, oh, this guy's firing up stuff. That's, he'll do what he does. Now,
can't you do some kind of swarm behavior in that case? They're in close vicinity?
So we change that up in the case of, if within a radius, some NPC hears another creature, start firing off, they look and they're like, oh, okay, something's going down, and they basically all aggro towards whoever the target of that guy is. So it spreads out.
Because the swarm behavior would be really interesting in this case. What with Aranya and all other...
Oh, man, yeah, with Aranya, that'd be intense. And I think before they tried doing some flanking stuff with the Aranya, because they wanted the Aranya to sort of...
They tried, yeah.
I know Eric Lissa was working on like a blood spatter type of system where, if enemies are going through a corridor and they notice that a lot of their friends have been just basically being killed off there, they'll avoid going through that corridor and they'll actually attempt to come and flank you. So We do have that. It's just a matter of setting it up. That's pretty much it. We have a lot of tech that's sort of on the back burner right now, but it's just finding the right place.
We'll make it work.
Get on that.
Damn it.
Okay.
Make it work.
Just going like, hey, make it happen.
Work.
Just done.
Don't make me
Oh.
come over there.
Oh man.
We'll let him know.
But yeah,
We'll let
no.
him know.
I'm done here. Thank you.
Thank you very much
Thanks
for
very
calling
much.
in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thundercleese
Hi,
just
server
wants,
room.
he's just attention grabbing over
Yep.
there by opening a
I
door.
can make noises.
Um,
Remember me.
Yeah, keep walking. Yeah, I see you.
He's using hand
I'm just
gestures,
kidding.
I don't know.
Love you.
So I'm sorry we couldn't get to everyone's call. We also are running very late. So
Slightly.
in that case, it's time for the entire AI department's favorite segment, which is Do You Even Art Bro?
Do you even art, bro?
Alrighty, so we're not voting this week.
Yep. You don't get to vote.
You guys need to send us more art. He was looking forward to voting. We booked him months in advance.
And I asked, will there be voting? And you were
I
like,
said
I
yes.
assure you, there will be voting.
I actually booked him like an hour before we all went home yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was totally like, hey man, there's not that much art. And I was like, oh, okay.
So if you guys want
Too
to,
bad.
we have some cool prizes. I think we're going to make a war paint for every month. There's going to be a winner.
Ooh, okay.
You get it. We're going to build a war paint and get it approved by our concept artists. And if you win each month, you get a cool new war paint that no one else will be able to get. You can't buy, et cetera, et cetera. Any kind of art will do. You can submit it by emailing community@red5studios.com with the portion with the title fan art submission, and we'll get it and we'll put it on here.
Does the artist get to design their own war paint?
No.
Take that.
No. And a title. That's
title.
right. We're gonna call it Artiste.
Ooh.
I don't know. We still have
it
to
out.
decide the title. I wanted to do a live stream where we pick the primary colors, like show off like how I can like make war paints.
Nice.
But the concept artists want to keep something that's within the vein of Firefall. So
Gotcha.
Sure.
Okay. Sweet.
so it won't be any crazy looking, etc. There are some looking in the Army Base fan art posts, but those were run a little differently. But we are going to celebrate some art still because it is our segment. And
Yeah, we did we did the intro and everything.
we're going to do the
just
intro,
not
and I'm
do
going
it,
to talk about we need art, and then that's it. No, we have. I wanted to show off some more of Badly Burned stuff because he does some awesome comics. So
Keep it close.
we're doing.
Why is that happening? Is this our Do You Even Art Bro now? This is an entry by Marjorie Tran. Nice lady.
Why you do this?
That is such a why you do this. Nice.
This does not get any of my votes.
There
Here we go. I'll take us off there so you can see all of Badly Burned's art.
This is some
Yo,
meta,
bro, I
this is
heard you
some
like-
meta art.
I heard you liked comics. So
I heard you like comics.
Put a comic
so
in
put
your
comics
comic.
in your comics in your pen. So this is one. What did you win from the loot roll? It's you got an item called the Goggles of Forum Mastery, and apparently everything looks broken through them. Well played, Phobos.
Oh man.
Scoundrel.
Next up, we got. Oh, this is sad. I wanted to show it anyway, just because
Which one is this?
it's the one about like, hey, where's Badly? How come Badly Burn hasn't been doing any comics? It's like, well, he's been in BP. Oh, I can fix that. It's like, what are you doing? I'm disabling BP from my smartphone.
Oh god.
Oh God, what have I done?
Topical. All right.
It's topical. It stings, but the announcement stung you guys, so I'll take it.
Yep.
Then there was Cowboy commenting on the previous comment saying, "Hey, you're really talented. Keep it up." And then he made a comment for that.
Well, he said you cracked me up, and then he's got a crack pipe down there. It's that's not what I meant.
Did not even notice that until.
This is very good. Very clever.
Nice. You're silly.
And last but not least, a little play on Arrow. The meddler.
I'm the meddler.
Meddler is an interesting character.
But
Meddler is ridiculous.
Who voiced that? Who voiced Meddler? Was it someone in-house? I don't remember.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I think she was a pro.
Couldn't remember. Been a little while since I've done a Meddler job.
But yeah, that's our tribute to Badly Burned. So we're still going to do DeviantArt Pro, even though you guys aren't sending us stuff. But that just means we won't have a contest.
Still want to show off your guys' work, though. Marjorie,
no,
yes.
you don't count, Marjorie. You can't enter. You can't win.
She's going to stab us, man.
That'll happen.
That's fine. I don't care.
She's going to straight shank.
She's tiny. She can't hurt anyone.
Knives.
I didn't say it, Marjorie. It was Frank. It was Frank.
No voting this week, but
Yep.
we just wanted to show off some Badly Burned stuff. And basically, when there's a no voting week, I'm just going to go through and find some old stuff. We're going to be like, hey, this happened.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. So, and then that brings us to each week on, uh-oh. Can you say Knife Lady OS booting up?
Reading the captions.
Or Knife Lady OS
Initiating
online?
Knife Lady OS.
Oh, there she goes.
Beep, beep, boop, beep.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop.
There we go.
I didn't think you'd do that again. I forgot we do this.
Yeah,
My
me too.
bad. That's on
So
me. That's on me.
each week on Facebook, we post a picture of stuff around the office and ask you guys to caption it. And these are the results from this week. These are our favorites.
TK352, why aren't you at your post? TK352, do you copy?
Very good reference.
Star Wars. Like it.
And if anyone is wondering why they got the number wrong, it's because 352 is the
sign
cubicle
in the
number.
middle of
They had a bad transmitter, man.
Advantage.
He'll see what he can do.
Next up.
I need help with this escort mission. What are you doing over there?
I'm just monkeying around.
Come on, you ape. You want to live forever?
Come on, you
Oh,
ape.
man.
That's true. It's so good.
Scotty-
Very good references this week.
Scott Dude's desk is on the other side, BTABC. That's why those red pandas are up there.
Frank hires a scapegoat to help manage the blame. Pound blame Pez intern.
Yep, pound. It's a hashtag, Marjorie. Come on.
I'm old.
Get with
okay?
the times.
Oh boy.
Oh, that just aged me.
Number sign. No.
Sad face.
Pound tic-tac-toe.
Who was? I can hear someone cracking up, and I can't tell who it
Someone
is.
is losing their mind.
All right.
That just aged me.
Everyone's saying, get with the times. Yes, that is the Goblin Pez hat from PAX Prime.
It is.
I still have that.
Mm-hmm.
So 90s.
We should have some Hanson playing in the background. I'm just kidding.
Oh God, no.
Please no.
Hey, and we're off the rails. All right.
Okay, so
There's no brakes on this train.
Casual Friday already.
You can't go on.
I gotta stop.
We need a
pulling all
stand-in.
fingers.
Kurt, you're doing caption this.
I think we broke Knife
you
Lady,
can't hear.
guys.
We broke
We done did it.
we broke Knife Lady.
I need an update.
Is there a new firmware version for Knife Lady?
Well, it could be worse. It could be a giant freaking banana.
I like how we went back to back from the banana to the monkey, both from the community, from the Dave and Buster's.
Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, man,
This caption.
And this is
I
another
love this one
happy
so much.
bring your daughter to work photo.
Whoever made that one, that's messed up.
I think my favorite part about that is when Brad was picking the captions, he like asked Frank, he's like, are you okay if I put this on there? And
Yeah, so he's
like, he
like
sent it to him, and I just hear Frank start cracking up from the other side of the wall.
He's like, I'm gonna take that
I'm like,
as a yes.
I think it's already.
Yep. You take the picture off the screen now. But
I leave it on forever.
But yeah, I mean, that's messed up. But it was funny.
It was funny.
It was really funny.
Some of the, yes.
Bravo. Bravo.
Yes, there were a couple banana for scale comments, Ferrixai.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So.
Ooh.
Oh.
Dang.
Oh, man. What were we talking about again? I don't even
The
remember.
90s?
Yeah, we're just off the rails completely at this point.
That's all.
No.
Ship it.
We can fix that in post, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we can. Yeah.
Can we fix the whole show in post?
Yeah, we'll just do the show in post. Sweet.
I feel like we could do it faster. I'm just kidding. Jeez.
Frank's gonna get knifed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get wrecked. I might see you guys next week, but we'll see about that. Still, that remains to be seen. Anyways, so that's pretty much the show. Thank you, Nima, so much
Thank
for
you for
joining.
having me. Appreciate it.
And giving us a little bit of insight into AI programming. I think it's interesting because I mean I think the main takeaway is just like it's part of a team, right? It's like you don't get to make like one single decision, but it's like you have like your designers, and then you're like, okay, well you have this idea, and fine, I'll do it. And then you're like, well, we can't do that, and they're like, but I wanna. And you're like, all right.
No, dude, it's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street.
Because sometimes I'm
that's
totally
right.
a maverick too, and I'm like, hey, so I added this in. Is that all right? And then they're like, that wasn't part of the deal, but it's in now, maybe.
I didn't sign up for
But most
this.
of the time, no.
Noxon brings up a good point. You did.
I did, and I was gonna say that before I said goodbye.
You didn't forget, Noxon.
I
God.
didn't forget. No, but it's a fair point. So PTS, we want to. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have the build up there. I don't think it's gonna happen this week at this point.
No, I think.
But
Roger said this morning it'd be next week.
one like major thing. So we're actually gonna be, since we want to focus on our combat with this PTS push specifically, we're actually gonna wind up turning off not shipping Sertau, Devil's Tusk, Warzone, Broken Peninsula.
Everything with Coral Forest, basically.
Basically everything with Coral Forest, and then you'll be able to queue up and go into the combat test zone.
Nice.
And you'll get to pick one of the David's magical battle frames there and test through the combat. We're doing this just so that we can focus simply on one thing. There's going to be a lot of weirdness you'll probably see.
Coral
a lot
Forest,
of brokenness.
Coral Forest will probably be broken also. We're really just focusing on the combat, so we're not super worried about.
There are a lot of things
sure
in progress, but we really, David really wants to test this combat, and I think it's really important to get this feedback as early as possible. So,
so try not to make assumptions based on what you see around Coral Forest.
yes, exactly. Like there's going to be a lot of things. We're working on a lot of improvements across the board. I mean, everyone can pretty much say that we do need to improve many areas of the game. So, and that's what we're trying to do. So you're going to see probably half a quarter, 30-second implementations.
Yes.
Like not even close to full. So there's going to be like all kinds of weirdness. But don't freak out. We have a plan.
Yes.
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Large friendly letters.
Oh yeah, a big thumbs up.
I asked Knife Lady to be a guest this week. She said no. Knife Lady.
run the TriCaster.
Amin.
He's running sound.
Well, Jason can run sound.
Okay, maybe.
See?
Hey man, teach me how to do it. I'll do it.
He won't run the TriCaster. There you go.
Push buttons.
Everything
make
is
stuff
just
See
happen.
what
pixelated
Tapmaster
and-
just typed out?
Pound, get knife lady on.
I've never
Pound.
lived this down.
Nope. Hashtag pound knife lady. Wow.
So is hashtag cake pound cake to you?
Hashtag cake pound cake. All right, guys, we're out of here on that note. We'll see you next week.
This was train wreck of an ending.